Hi, thanks for joining us today for our discussion about growing your app modernization career with Google Cloud Credentials. I'm Alan Ranciato. I'm a Learning Portfolio Manager with Google Cloud.
Hi, I'm Masha Khairi. I'm a Solution Manager with Google Cloud, focused on application modernization.
Today, we're going to talk about some things. First, our Google Cloud learning journey, some industry trends, the app modernization learning path, and some other things that might be interesting. So, app modernization, what is it? So here's a quote from Gartner about app mod. Talks a lot about the different things that are included in app modernization, things like replatforming, rehosting, recoding, re-architecting, re-engineering, whole bunch of re's, whole bunch of different stuff in a lot of terms. But what does that mean here at Google?
So we also, Alan, have a lot of re's. It's because it's just rhymes. It kind of rhymes well with what complex issues customers are trying to solve when they modernize. A lot of older applications that need to come into a more modern environment. Some of them can be retired. Some of them need to join the modern world. Some of them are refactored. And so our goal is really to make this very complex journey easier for our customers.
Cool. So you're saying there's not like one size fits all for everybody.
There is never one size fits all. If you try clothing that fits, it never fits. Let's just say that. And so let's talk about some industry trends. How about that?
Cool. Yeah. Tell us about what we're seeing in the market right now.
Yeah, because what we're saying is the industry is understanding the value of cloud, but there are focusing on is the future. They want to make sure that the goodness of cloud is harvested, and the goodness of cloud is in cloud native technologies. Think about managed services, managed databases. And the reason is if you look at how our industry is dealing with older stuff, the legacy applications, and I don't want to call them legacies, more traditional, but the truth is that these older applications are taking a lot of energy from their designers and their developers and the maintainers to be just alive. And so what we are trying to do is help our customers move these applications into a more modern world where managing these applications are easier. And to do that, my team is really focusing on creating a program that helps customers with understanding where they are, because you can't really make any change unless you know what you need to change. And then we help them plan and execute a plan that helps them move forward with different aspects of modernizations that they need to think about. So if you look at, and this is an eye chart, it's a lot. I'm not going to go through all of this, but the three things that I want to point out are the categories that are included in this. After we assess and help analyze where the customer is, we then focus on three main categories. One, moving the older stuff into a more modern environment and helping customers take advantage of some of the available technologies like APIs to join some of these older technology applications with their more modern app ecosystem. We then try to help them operate and build their new applications in the new environment cloud, right? Because while you don't have to patch servers anymore, you still need to configure and optimize your environments. And then the third category is what I call cloud and beyond. The beyond is innovation, right? Now that you're in the cloud, you have much more innovative power. You can really redirect that energy you were putting into maintaining your older applications into creating much better, more proficient, more performant applications. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Super cool.
It's a lot, but we rely on your team, Alan, to help engineers come along and become more self-sufficient, right? So maybe you can now talk about what your team is doing to help our engineers.
Definitely. So we talked a little bit about customers and how your team is helping customers. What we're trying to do on my team is really work with people. because the customers can't do it without their employees, without the people actually knowing how to do it. So what we've done is we've created some learning paths. We've got learning paths for cloud developers, cloud DevOps engineers, API developers and engineers, hybrid cloud engineers, really understanding how to learn these things and what we're doing and how to support, give people the skills to be able to support these initiatives that organizations are doing. So, from a career perspective, it's really, really helpful to have that and to understand it and to learn it. So here's an example under your build and operate pillar of CAMP of a cloud DevOps engineer learning path. And really some of the things, we've got courses, we've got labs, challenges, certifications, things like Terraform, things like logging, monitoring, observability within Google Cloud, all things that a DevOps engineer would need to know to be able to be successful in their role. Additionally, we've got other learning paths like the hybrid multi-cloud, with other skill badges, other courses, things like Google Kubernetes Engine, architecting hybrid cloud infrastructure with Anthos, lots of different courses, lots of different skills to learn in labs. And then with all of that, we have multiple ways you can learn. So within Google Cloud Learning and getting to that, we've got instructor-led training. So we can do on-site, we can do virtual training, we've got on-demand training. Which is going into either a Google Cloud Skills Boost or one of our partner sites and watching courses and doing labs like that. And we've got hands-on labs, and hands-on labs are really cool because you get to actually play with Google Cloud. Mm-hmm. So rather than using your own money to spin up a bunch of resources and leave them up and running, and the company now is coming after you because they're like, why are we spending all of this on cloud? And you're like, well, I was just trying to learn. I set up a cluster and I forgot I left it turned on. The hands-on labs allow you to do that without actually paying for the resources you're doing. We're doing it as part of the learning platform, but you get that hands-on experience. And then once you get all of that, we've got credentials and certifications to really help upskill the end user and help employees learn this stuff and then use that on their resumes, share it with their networks, and really be confident that one, they know what they're doing, and two, their employees or their potential employers trust them to do what they're doing.
That's really where your career improvement come in, where you can actually prove that you know this stuff. And these skill sets are really, really in demand.
Absolutely. So within Google Cloud Credentials, we've got several different types of credentials. We've got completion badges. So as you're going through our platform, as you're going through the courses, you get badges to say that you've completed these things. Then we get skills badges. Skills badges are really cool because skills badges are basically a set of labs. So it might be 4 to 6 labs where you're learning as part of those labs. So it's hands-on. And, as a former developer, I don't really want to watch videos all the time. I want to play. Mm-hmm. And so I want to get there. I want to build infrastructure. I want to write code. I want to deploy that code. I want to see how it works. So the skills badges allow you to do the hands-on, but then they test you at the end. And there's challenge labs to prove out that you can do what you're doing and that you know what you're doing. And then you can take all of those and you can share them up on your LinkedIn profile and your profile within Google Cloud Skills Boost and show your employers or show potential employers what you're doing and what you know. And then beyond that, we've got certifications. And certifications right now in Google Cloud are some of the highest paid and highest sought after certifications in the industry. So we've got things like Cloud Architect. We've got things like, the Cloud Developer. We've got our Professional DevOps Engineer certifications, specialist certifications. They're really looked for in the industry right now. And then if you want to take these, the exams are, they're proctored exams. They're 2 hours in length. They're really industry standard type stuff, multiple choice, multiple select. We've now started offering them virtually as well. So you don't have to go to a testing center to do this. You don't have any prerequisites, but we highly recommend 3 years of industry experience plus at least a year of design and managing solutions using GCP because they're not easy.
No, I've taken some of these and yeah, they're not very easy, but they're worth it. They're worth it.
They definitely are. And, I'm really glad I'm helping build these now versus taking them because I've taken a lot of them and they're definitely a lot of study time, a lot of work.
Yeah. So let's talk about other aspects of modernization. One of these aspects is not necessarily technology, but people and culture. And so what I wanted to talk about was DevOps research and assessment, DORA. This is not the DORA Explorer, it's the other DORA. It's a scientific DORA. And basically, Alan, what this does is it was a research project that Google acquired in 2018 because we really were impressed with their mission and their approach to understanding what is the effect of good DevOps practices. And since then, we've continued to do the research, and every year we publish the report. But what we also have done is, as part of CAMP, DORA assessment is offered to our customers as a starting point where they want to understand how to become better. And DORA has created 4 levels where the industry, the participants can basically are categorized in these 4 elite to low level in maturity or DevOps. And then with DORA assessments, we help them recognize and identify where they're lacking and how to improve to become a more mature DevOps company. And if you look at the next slide, you can see that this actually works. And this is backed by data. This data is collected from 30,000 people every year. We send questionnaires out and we collect their input and we compile it. And what you can see is that there is a huge difference in the performance, in the speed of deployment between people that have adopted really good DevOps practices and companies that haven't. And this goes beyond technology. But technology really helps, because if you don't have good tooling, you cannot create a blameless post-mortem kind of culture, because people will point to the tool actually and be like, this is not great. So what you want to do is move all of this forward together and create a psychological safe environment where people work really well together, but also pay attention to tooling.
Super cool. Yeah. And I mean, it's a lot about like how great I can implement Jenkins or implement a CI/CD tool. But if I'm not actually performing and don't have the people working correctly together and talking and communicating in the right way, it's just not going to work. And I can have tools as I want, but I need to know what the most efficient way to work as an organization is. This is super helpful.
Absolutely. And we bring in resources from Google, from our partners, to sit with our customers and really study and dig in to these practices. And then we have workshops like SRE principles workshops, where we come in and we show customers how Google does it, how we recommend they do it. And we also point to tools. Like I said, without the tools, you're not going to be able to be very successful or go far. And so we help couple these toolings and education and all of this come together to help our customers really modernize the way they go after software development.
Awesome.
So these apply to all industries. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you need good DevOps practices. But I know that there are other industries, more regulated industries, that have a specific needs. And maybe, Alan, you can talk a little bit about what we do for those industries.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, I've come from both healthcare and financial services before I joined Google. And, you know, one of the big problems with app modernization is a lot of these industries are highly regulated and just working, you know, worried about it. And they're concerned that this isn't going to work for me, or, you know, my auditors won't like it. And what am I going to do? How am I actually going to modernize? So here at Google, you know, we have a lot of solutions that are specific to the industries that solve those problems. Things like our cloud healthcare APIs or open banking APIs or Doc AI. It actually works within those constraints that those industries have to worry about, and actually covers a lot of those things. We've got regulatory reporting, and really to you know, focus on those industries specifically. And we have learning as a part of those. So we can bring that in. We can teach about the healthcare solutions or the financial services solutions and actually work with teams to get everybody up to speed to understand what it takes to be successful in those industries within Google Cloud.
That is super cool because a lot of times these industries feel left out from what's going on and from innovation that's coming. These are great ways to include them and help them move forward. What about the other thing that usually happens is the decision makers also need to be included in the trends of technology. What are we doing for those decision makers to help them make better decisions?
So we've got a new certification, an industry certification called the Cloud Digital Leader, and it's really cloud for business leaders. So what it does is it helps technologists work with non-technologists. So if I'm a developer, and I'm not going to go into this too much here, we do have some sessions at Next on this specifically, but just so you know, if you're working with, say, project managers or executives that don't understand what the benefits and really the different pieces of cloud and why we're doing what we're doing and why we're talking about what we're doing, there's learning for them as well. So it helps increase cloud literacy. It doesn't require hands-on experience. So for the non-technologists to really understand what you're doing as a developer, as somebody working in app modernization, it allows them to really focus on the learning and do what you're doing and understand why and really what the value concept is of cloud and why we're doing this.
That's actually interesting. I think a lot of engineers try to do it on their own. And so all of you engineers are welcome.
Shiny new thing, and it's just never successful.
Yeah.
So, cool. Well, we're running a little short on time here. So just to close out here, we do have some things from a learning journey here at Next. We've got our Google Cloud challenges. So from the Dev Zone, there's some challenges to earn special digital badges and really get in with the learning that we're doing here. We also have a 30-day no-cost training trial. So when I talked about the courses and the labs earlier during this presentation, the hands-on labs, you can get 30 days, unlimited use of those labs and actually learn Google Cloud there. And then we also offer annual subscriptions. So where we talked about, not having to use your own cloud resources for, whatever the cost is, $299 a year. It is like unlimited usage of our learning platform to really get your hands dirty and to keep on playing and to really take all of the courses. So really highly recommend this. It's all available cloudskillsboost.google, and there's a lot of information out there. And that's about it for me. Thank you all for joining us today. More information at cloud.google.com/training. And Michelle, thanks for your time today. And this was a great talk.
Yeah, Alan, thank you for including me in your talk. And please, everyone, check out Camp. We have a lot of material out there. And Dora, we love to have conversations with you and your team about how this can help you. And please don't be a stranger. Call us. Let us know.
Awesome. Thanks. Everybody enjoy Next.